Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the woods of Idaho. Jeremy S. here from TTAG, thetruthaboutguns.com, and I have been checking out drop-in AR-15 triggers. I think I have every single drop-in trigger on the market, not counting white labeled versions of the manufacturer's version of the trigger. Today, we have a trigger from KE Arms. Like the others, I've actually put a lot of rounds through it already. I wanted to shoot it a lot before coming to a conclusion on any of them. Today we're just going to put some rounds through it to get it on video, take a close-up to see what the trigger pull is like, and then we'll be on to the next one. As always, please check the link in the video description below to TTAG for the full write-up. Good pictures, more information, the actual rating compared to the other triggers, and I'm going to do that roundup at the end with all 10, I think, of these aftermarket drop-in triggers. Alright, enough about that, let's go in for a close-up, check out the KE trigger. Close-up of the trigger pull here. Now that little bit of grit that I was talking about in the reset, I'm not sure you'll be able to hear it on camera, but let me try to show that. Can you hear that? Oops. And you can see where it is as the disconnector slides off that ledge on the hammer, that motion right there. You can feel it through the trigger, just a teeny bit of grit. And again, since it's such a short travel, you only feel it if you're doing it really, really slowly. Now if I pull it just as slowly as I physically can, there's the teeniest amount of creep. See that little gap between the disconnector and the hammer? The creep is less than the distance between those two. If I pull it really slowly, I can close that gap just a little like you saw without actually tripping the hammer. However, at this point we are talking minute little teeny imperfections that are basically necessary to make sure that this thing is safe. Overall, bottom line, it's about as close to flawless as you can get and still have a reliable and safe trigger. Alright, quick one today. As always guys, thank you for joining me in the woods to check out the KE Arms drop-in AR-15 trigger. It is absolutely an excellent trigger. On the fundamentals, it's great. Little bit of creep, just a tiny bit, and only if you're doing kind of stuff from the bench rest and you are pulling it just so slow. Otherwise, very crisp on the brake. There's no pre-travel, no slack. The reset is solid, it feels wonderful. The only tiny gripe on the reset, if you're letting it out slowly, there is a little bit of grit to it. I think this titanium nitride coating is not quite as slippery as the Robar NP3 that Velocity is putting on their trigger, for instance. Otherwise, the triggers are very comparable. They look similar. They're definitely made by separate companies. They do have differences in their designs, but the full 1/4 inch width of the hammer and the disconnector, the set screws for adjustment, very similar, although this trigger does give you the ability to adjust pull weight. I didn't tinker with it because I liked it very much where it came from the factory, both for running around having fun and for doing accuracy groups. I was testing out Well, I was sighting in this rifle, and I was also testing out that Lucid L5 scope review here. And the trigger is really very nice from a bench rest. Although in that sort of scenario, a 2-stage is preferable for some people. This single stage is nice and crisp and clean and consistent. So I was able to do my job for getting those groups pretty well. And you know, that gold trigger shoe certainly looks good. Overall, I wouldn't hesitate to recommend it. I have shot a couple hundred rounds through it now. I've run 5.56. I have run steel case stuff, both with hard primers. It ignites them no problem whatsoever. Nice healthy dents on it. This is a well-made, reliable trigger, and I would definitely run it in my own AR. I think I still give a slight nod to the Velocity because it's less expensive. Otherwise, I'd say they are right on even keel, except that NP3 coating the Velocity is putting on might be better than this one. Doesn't quite look as cool though, so very minor nitpick. When you're shooting rapidly or shooting just for fun on the range, you can't feel that grit in the reset. It's only if I let it out just slow I can feel the little scratchiness, and I think that's the coating. Might be able to fix it with a little bit of lube, but with a nice coating like this, you shouldn't have to put much on there at all. Anyway, as usual, please check out the link in the video description below to thetruthaboutguns.com for the full write-up with more information, photographs, and all that good kind of stuff. Thank you for joining me in the woods. Please like and subscribe if you would. See you next time.